Tell me about technology and where that's fitting into modern day sleep hygiene.
This is almost an extension of what we do in the sleep clinic. It's real hard to make assessments about people's home environment, and so there are a number of commercially available things that you can buy that monitor your exercise and your sleep. But sleep is one of the key things that people are interested in. And there's a lot of debate as to, is that a good thing or not? Because just the technology inside of them may not be very accurate. And so there is some concern, is it leading people astray one way or the other? My own personal thought is I like them because I feel like it at least raises people's awareness that sleep is important. And I think that's the first hurdle I always try to get over.
How can a watch tell me how well I've slept? I can understand how it could measure heart rate. It's right there where the pulse is. I understand where it could help me with my fitness and how many steps. How can it tell me how I sleep?
It's in many ways the same way it does the fitness part. It's looking at motion. Thinking that, well, when you're in a deep sleep, you don't move nearly as much as when you're awake. That sort of makes sense. They've looked at this in particular compared to a classic sleep study where you've got brain waves monitored, you know what stage of sleep someone's in. The wearables that we all have on our wrist tend to overestimate how well we're doing. They overestimate sleep. And so we think we're getting, whoa, I'm getting my 7 hours. Well, in reality, you might be getting more like 6. They overestimate by about an hour or so. And so that sometimes can lead to a little bit of false concern, like, well, I'm getting my 7 hours and yet I still feel so bad.
Will the watch or the Fitbit or the tracker that you've got with technology help the doctor, help you, help the patient know that they're not getting enough sleep and they need to have a correction? Where does that fit?
One of the first things that we do when we're working with someone who does not sleep well, troubles falling asleep, trouble staying asleep, the technology that we would use is an old pen, paper, called a sleep diary. And it was all based on guesstimates generally. What time do you think you went to bed? What time do you think you woke up? How many times did you think you woke up throughout the night? And you would just take your pencil and shade that in. I think those trackers do a pretty good job of looking at schedule. Forget about stages of sleep and light and deep and all that. But in general terms, what time do you think your activity calmed down at night and picked up again in the morning? That gives me a good idea about how consistent the person's schedule is, which is always one of the first things I'm going after.